Hey guys, what's up? Good morning. Nice to see you guys. Well, spiritually speaking, right? Just cleaning up with some Palo Santo. Get some for you guys too. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. The sun is shining out there. It's a pretty nice fall day here in Cleveland. And we're going to start out finding out who the reading's going to be for. And my deck is missing again. 1 second. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I had moved some of my decks because I had done a live at my sister's house while I was doing laundry. So I didn't have my deck. But we're going to see. We're going to start with the sign, and then we're going to go from there and see what's up, what kind of messages you guys need to hear. Now remember, I'm going to pull for a specific sign. Now that sign, you might have it somewhere different in your chart. Like it might not be your rising sign, but it could be like your moon sign, or it could be somewhere in your chart. So just kind of keep that in mind. And let's find out who's it going to be for. I like this one. Cancer, no wonder I like it. It's my sign. Hello. Ooh, and we got a celebration card. This is exactly what I need, right? This is exactly what I want. A celebration coming together with friends. I don't know, it's giving kind of like holiday vibes just because like I can't help but see that pumpkin in the corner, which I didn't really pay attention to that before, but if you see we got a little pumpkin in the corner. And we're kind of like in the season, right? Because it's we got Halloween coming up, and then we have Thanksgiving after that. So it looks like this looks good. This is like sharing time and sharing emotions with other people, with people that actually mean something to you, people that you enjoy having in your life, that you enjoy spending time with. And doing these kind of things is really important right now because there's so much like negativity and so many things that are dragging you down that we kind of have to be very conscious and working in the opposite direction, right? Like trying to be more positive, trying to see the good things that are happening in our world every day, right? Even if it's just the sun shining, the rain coming down, right? This planet is all about growth and change. And in the same way that the planet is growing and changing, we should be doing the same thing, right? Let's see where we're at today. All right, tell me about Cancer. We're using the Garbage Pail Kids deck. Really love this deck. There's so much like additional information, I like to say, because the artwork is just really expansive. Okay, we got... Looks like my deck is upside down. I got some cards mixed in here, but it is what it is. We got Ace of Swords in reverse and Six of Wands in reverse. So this feels like a truth. Something that you believed was true, but is not. I gotta fix these cards. This is gonna mess up the entire reading if we leave them like that. But so we got the Six of Wands, which is usually about like a victory, having a victory in something, right? And it feels like this is a false victory. I'm not sure if this is for you or if this is someone that you're dealing with, but there's a false victory here because there's lies in this scenario, right? So when there's lies, there can't be success. Because truth is always going to come to light. That's just the rule of life, right? The truth will always come out. We have one card that's flipped, Page of Swords. So this possibly has to do with a young person, an immature person. And possibly they were just telling a lot of lies or creating fake scenarios that kind of glorified them. Because, you know, when we're talking about the Six of Wands, it's all about like celebrating a person's achievements, right? But if this person didn't really have those achievements, then it's false, right? It's a false victory. And I'm almost done here, but we're going to find out what this person played, what part this person plays in your life. These got really messed up. I'm not sure how, but okay. Oh, okay. So yeah, it looks like this young or immature person that kind of came rushing in. But it's a false victory for them. There's no victory here. Until this truth comes out, there can't be victory, right? The only victory comes with honesty. All right. Okay, I thought I messed them up again. Okay. All right, let's find out more about this situation. All right, let's start with the Ace of Swords. Tell me about the Ace of Swords. What does this have to do with for Cancer energy? Ace of Swords, Cancer energy. Okay. Ten of Wands. Something that's been weighing heavily on you. Tell me more. Three of Wands. Okay, so this is like facing the truth about where you want to go, right? Where your goals lie. What is it that's motivating you? Is it just hard work? Because that's what we got here. Hard work, people's opinions, just these wands, this like fiery energy of doing, right? Of always doing, right? And then here we got the Three of Wands, which is about like making a choice about what path you're going to take and taking off in that direction. So it feels like possibly you haven't been honest with yourself on what it is that you really love and what it is that you really want to do. And like I was saying, the only victory comes with honesty, with authenticity. Tell me more about this situation. What is it that the collective wants to do? Two of Coins. Still another card that's about, it's like trying to do two things at once. And that's not possible. And maybe that's what you're doing right now. Maybe you have your like regular 9-to-5 job, and then you have something else that you're doing on the side possibly. But it feels like there's dishonesty within this, right? You're not going towards what you exactly love to do. Advice for the collective? Okay. Ace of Coins. So what the divine is saying here is, if the divine is investing in you, why can't you invest in yourself? Right? He's handing you a gift. He, she, they're handing you a gift, right? And it's up to you what you do with this coin. This is basically like representative of your life, right? You're handed this from the divine, the chance to live an experience here, like an experience like no other, right? And a physical plane where you have to work and breathe and struggle and eat and all the things that you're not able to do in spirit. This is an opportunity to expand your soul, right? To be able to experience new and different things in order to become just like a more well-rounded human, but a more well-rounded soul, right? And what are we doing with this opportunity? You know what I'm saying? Are we really taking it to heart? Are we enjoying it? Look, Ten of Swords with the Three of Coins as I'm saying that. Oh! Or are we just taking shots? Right? Because that's what this Ten of Swords is, right? Just taking shots, getting hurt left and right by people, You know what I mean? And that's right underneath the Six of Wands, where there's no victory. There's no victory in sacrificing yourself. That's exactly the message I'm getting from this. There's no victory sacrificing yourself unless it's for your goals, right? But as we discussed earlier, it feels like you're not attending to your true passion and your true goals, right? We are working hard, clearly. We got the Ten of Wands here, and we got the Ten of Swords. So, like, we're working hard and taking shots, but, like, we got to work together with the spirit is what I'm getting here. Working together with the divine, with your angels, with your ancestors in order to get a better outcome, right? Because two minds are always better than one, huh? And if you're dealing with spirit and if you're dealing with ancestors and the divine, you're getting the purest information possible. Not like what you're going to get from a human, right? Information that has been tainted by the outside world. When you connect directly with your spirit guides and with God, you're getting the truest information possible. And I feel like what needs to happen is you have to really take the time to look at what is it that you want out of life. What do you want out of this experience? How do you want this to expand your soul? And as I'm saying it, we got the Sun card. So it's like, I can tell you want happiness here. You're looking for happiness, and possibly there's not a specific path to it. Like there's a meme that I like that I post a couple times, right? And it's like it's a jar of happiness, right? And the one guy is like, where did you get that? And the guy that's holding it says, I made it myself, right? Kind of pushing the thought and pushing those ideas that no one can bring you happiness. Nothing out there can bring you happiness in here, right? So you got to really work hard on connecting with your true self, with your soul, and with the spirit guides that have been assigned to you, right? Because they're assigned to you so that they can help you get through this in the best possible way. And sometimes I know, sometimes it feels like they're laughing at you or they're making fun of you when you're like really struggling because they see a little bit more than we do. And a lot of times as humans, we get caught up like in this moment. And then we can't see a moment outside of this moment because we're just drowning in whatever that problem or that situation is. But the spirit guides and your angels, they're on the outside of this and they have a lot more knowledge of this universe and even of this planet of what's going on here. So connecting with them is what's going to help you to kind of see, understand, and accept. Because we do have to accept that no matter what we do, we're never going to know everything, right? I was just watching a Dolores Cannon interview. And it's like you have to accept we're never going to know everything. Why? It's not for any one person to know everything, right? We all play a part in this puzzle. You know, we have a piece to do. And my piece might not necessarily have anything to do with yours. So what I know, you don't necessarily need to know. Just like what you know, I don't necessarily need to know. Because everybody is on their own mission here. And I think that's what we need to understand, that we can't compare ourselves to anyone else. This is your mission. This is about expanding your soul and finding what brings that happiness to you. And only you can create that. You know, so it takes getting to know yourself, spending time with yourself to find this out. Now tell me about this Page of Swords. What's their intention, I was going to say? So for the Page of Swords, we've got a Seven of Wands, which is all about defending yourself. So this is possibly someone that you're kind of keeping on the outside, someone you're being very protective against. And then we got Ten of Coins, which is all about generational wealth. So as wild as this seems, it feels like keeping your distance and staying protected against this Page of Swords, which could be an immature person that can be a bit aggressive, very sharp with their words. So keeping your boundaries up against this person feels like what's going to bring in your generational wealth. So I'm not sure how this person is interfering. This could be your child, just because it's a page. That could be a younger person. This could be a friend, family member, romantic partner, coworker. But something about the relationship that you have with this person, you're being called to stay protective, protect your energy, and stay in a defensive energy against this person. I'm not sure what their motives are. Let's ask. Let's see what it is. So what's the motive of the Page of Swords with the collective? What do they intend? We got Queen of Swords and Judgment. So it feels like this is a person that's opposing you, right? A person that possibly wants to bring in some kind of drama or some kind of fight because you're facing them or coming in with this Queen of Swords energy, which is kind of like it's a very sharp energy. It's a very serious person. So like it does make sense because if this person is coming in, this Page of Swords, and they're immature and they're coming in kind of in an aggressive, sharp way, your response also needs to be the same. You're showing as already protecting yourself from this person. So coming in as a Queen of Swords doesn't surprise me, but there's judgment here too. So possibly you feel that this person has wronged you in some way, and that's why you're protecting yourself from them at this time. Let's find out a little bit more. What's the outcome between the collective and the Page of Swords? 7 of Coins. And this 7 of Coins feels to me like if you invest in this, you'll be wasting your time. Because remember, the 7 of Coins is investing, right? And waiting for things to grow. But if you're already in a defensive energy with this person, what can you really expect to grow here? And we've got this person coming in as a page, which is like the most immature person in the deck. How can you expect any change from this person? Investing here is a waste of your time. And that's what the universe is trying to tell you. Do not waste your time. You got to focus on what's real for you. Okay, these really wanted to come out. We got Knight of Wands, 2 of Cups, 8 of Cups. So again, this feels like a person that was kind of like in this passionate energy. And possibly they swap between these two energies. That's what I'm getting. That this person might have gone between Knight of Wands, which is a very passionate energy that comes rushing in, but then they also kind of rush out. They're kind of like an in and out energy. This is like the hero. They come in for a short time, right? Then we got the Page of Swords, which, yeah, it's a younger energy than the Knight, but they're coming in more of an aggressive manner, more like fighting. And we also have to remember that the Page of Swords is the Watcher. So this person is watching at this point. Maybe in the past they were in and out until you put your boundaries up and you protected yourself against them. They possibly saw this 2 of Cups with you because we have the 2 of Cups. But immediately after the 2 of Cups, we got the 8 of Cups, which is about what? It's about walking away. Even though there's emotion here, even though there's love here, this is about moving on to the path that's best for you. And what I'm seeing here is this is growth. This is a butterfly, right? That was in the cocoon. And now you have graduated, right? You have changed. Aspects of you has changed. And now you're moving forward with your goals, which means sometimes you have to leave things behind. And sometimes it's people that we love, it's situations that we love. But in order for us to continue to grow, sometimes we have to leave them behind. And this is what this is telling you. There was no 2 of Cups here. Because you can't have a 2 of Cups with a Knight of Wands. Think about a knight, right? A knight comes in only for a short time. Why? Because their job is war. basically, right? So they're going to be in and out. They're going to be going to whatever scenarios, whatever basically lights their fire, whatever they're passionate about. The Knight of Wands is they're going to go for it, right? They kind of put action before thought. So this person, they're going to go for whatever intrigues them. And clearly, that's not being with you because you've put your boundaries up to this person. So, like, it's time to kind of call it. Like, it's time to face the reality, which that's possibly what's happening here. You didn't want to see this reality. You didn't want to see the truth of who this person is. That's why we got this sword in the reverse. The sword upright is about understanding truths, revealing truths. This is about fooling yourself, right? Not really addressing the real truth. That is, that this person is not the ideal mate for you. They are in this Knight of Wands energy. And then when they're not in the Knight of Wands energy, they're in a Page of Swords energy, which I don't even know which one's worse. You know what I mean? The curiosity of the page is nice, but that aggression that's coming in with the swords could be kind of a sharp person. And then a knight that is following passions is not like a stable partner. And I think you finally realized, and that's why you've been like trying to accept this reality. And possibly that's what's giving you some trouble, is accepting this reality and kind of like letting go and detaching yourself from this, right? Moving forward, moving on. But it's like what you need to hear is that there's celebration in moving on from this, right? We might, like I was saying before, we might be stuck in this, like not really knowing everything of our situation, right? Because we're focused in on possibly this one person or possibly this one job or this one aspect of our reality, right? We're not seeing the bigger picture. And this is kind of telling you to kind of make a pact with yourself. That's how I feel with this Two of Cups. It's about like agreeing with yourself, agreeing to do this for yourself, to move on and kind of embrace the freedom of letting go of all of this. Because you had the Ten of Wands and the Ten of Swords, which means you've been working hard and you've been hurt in the process. And sometimes you just got to take that off. You know what I mean? You got to take those things off. You got to let go. And that's what it feels like this is saying. Let go of those things. Let go of those old attachments. Let go of that false truth. You know what I mean? And face what's really happening here. And try to move forward and away from whatever this unstable energy is. Because there's happiness and there's family and money waiting at the other end. Don't get caught in this moment. You know, there's more than just this moment. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I love y'all. I gotta get to work now. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.